You know, at tax time, you can take your tax information, all your receipts and so forth, to 3 or 4 CPAs, and you're going to get different numbers. Like one's going to say that you owe 500, one's going to say you're getting 500 back, one's going to say 32 and 26, and you're like, how can this be? Well, the same can be with the home service providers and plumbers. I've asked Bob Muller to join me here on the program from Personal Plumbing. Hey, Bob, how are you?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so the same is true with plumbers, right? You call 4 or 5 plumbers out, you might get 4 or 5 different opinions. How do you know where to go?
Yeah, great question. And I think it really starts with, how well the company trains their technicians, what separates you from the other people that are doing, like, to your point, you might have a guy that does your taxes that was taught one way by an old school guy, but then you go to another guy that's been trained by a multitude of people with a really good training system and knows the new tax codes, knows all kept up to date on everything. And he's going to be giving you different advice than this guy, and you're going to get different taxes. And I agree with your analogy there. Same thing goes in our industry, like how well your technicians are trained to look for the things that the customer should be made aware of while we're at the service call, and to provide multiple options to help deal with that. Because again, you don't go to the gas station with just one option of what type of fuel you're going to be putting in your car, or go to a restaurant that's only going to give you one choice on the menu. You definitely want to have multiple choices on your menu when you're dealing with your service provider as well, and that's going to really separate the good companies from the bad companies out there.
Yeah, and so not all home service providers and or plumbing companies are created equal, and some actually have bad intentions, and I'm not going down that road. I just want to say, and people know that that's why I started Checker Pro years ago, to make sure the homeowner was protected. And so you do need to be careful, and sometimes it might make sense to get 2 or 3 opinions on a big job.
Yeah, definitely on a big job. If you're on just your average service call, and a lot of people are calling us because they got an immediate problem, they're not sure who to call. Everybody looks the same online except for maybe the reviews. You're not sure what kind of company's coming out, and so the good companies are going to come out that have a technician that's well dressed, that's has an ability to present you with multiple options, that's going to treat your home with respect, that knows how to navigate through your home, knows what he's talking about when he's diagnosing and working on on the problems that he's sent there to diagnose. So very much in the way that the person is communicating with you, and as well as the options that he's presenting to you. So those are always going to be a telltale sign whether you're hired the right guy or not. Multiple options on one service call is kind of a hard approach to take when you got an immediate leak that you need to get addressed. But you definitely want to make sure that the person that you're dealing with is competent in what he's doing. And through the process of the service call, how he's treating your home, whether he's using booties inside your house, whether he's protecting your floors, whether he's giving you multiple options and he's communicating with you before you just start tearing your walls apart, things like that. Those are what's going to separate the good companies from the bad companies.
Yeah, it's not just a technician. It's more than that. It's someone with a personality who understands you, the customer, and who cares for your home. And that's what we really are buying, right? We're not just buying the work to be done. We're buying the overall package. And that's what you get with Personal Plumbing and Bob Muller. Hey, Bob, I appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
All of Bob's information is located in the description of this podcast.